3 weeks earlier, winter still holds the Siberian tundra beneath a crust of snow. The peregrine arrives first. She claims a narrow ledge above the river and lays her eggs inside a shallow hollow. From this cliff, she can see every movement across the open ground. Only after the falcon begins nesting does the red-breasted goose appear. She passes several empty stretches of tundra. She ignores a distant island. Then she stops beneath a low willow, just 35 meters from the peregrine's ledge. It seems like a fatal mistake. The falcon can strike flying birds at extraordinary speed. Her talons are built to seize prey in the air. But the goose is not seeking distance from danger. She is searching for the edge of it, close enough to enter the falcon's fiercely defended territory, but far enough not to become a threat herself. When the male goose flies too close to the ledge, the peregrine launches. She passes over his back in a blur of gray wings. He drops toward the ground and lands beside his mate. The warning is unmistakable. The falcon is not their friend. But to an Arctic fox searching for eggs, she may become something far more valuable. The goose lays 6 eggs and begins to incubate them. Her mate watches from the riverbank while she disappears against the dark earth. For several days, the arrangement holds. Then the weather changes. A wall of cloud moves across the tundra. Wind strikes the cliff, bending the willow and driving ice through the open landscape. The goose flattens her body over the nest. She has not fed for hours, but leaving now would expose the eggs to the cold. As the storm intensifies, loose soil collapses beneath the edge of the nest. One egg rolls away from her breast. She reaches for it with her bill, but another gust pushes it farther into the frozen grass. For several minutes, the egg lies outside the warmth of her feathers. When the wind finally weakens, she pulls it back beneath her body. It is cold, but not lifeless. Days later, the first egg begins to crack. A gosling forces its way through the shell, followed by another, and then 3 more. But the 6th egg remains closed. The mother waits. At last, the final gosling emerges smaller than the others, exhausted by the effort. Its feathers remain wet, while its siblings are already standing. It is alive, but from its first breath, it is behind. Before the family can leave, movement appears on the tundra. An Arctic fox has caught the scent of the nesting colony. It approaches against the wind, using shallow gullies to remain hidden.
Honk.
The male goose sees it and spreads his wings. The deception works. Then the wind changes. The scent of eggs reaches the fox again. It abandons the male and begins climbing directly toward the willow. The mother lowers her head. Beneath her, the goslings are completely silent. Above the cliff, the female peregrine sees the intruder. She launches. Her first attack passes over the fox's shoulder. The fox flinches, but continues upward. The male peregrine joins her. The fox presses itself against the slope. 2 ravens suddenly appears near the peregrine's ledge. The female breaks away to protect her own chicks. The male falcon is left alone. It attacks again, but the wind pushes him wide. The fox lunges toward the nest. Then the female peregrine returns. At the final instant, she opens her wings and drives both feet toward the fox's head. The fox loses its footing. It slides down the slope. claws tearing through the soil. At last, the fox turns and runs. It disappears into the tundra, leaving two families alive on the same cliff. The peregrines return to their chicks. The goose raises her head. No alliance has been formed. No gratitude can be exchanged. The falcons have defended only their own nest, yet their violence has saved 6 lives beneath the willow. The danger, however, is not over. The goslings must reach the river before they can feed. The mother leads them from the nest, 5 moving closely behind her. The smallest struggles to keep pace. A large gull sees the separated gosling and begins to descend. The mother turns and spreads her wings over the chick. The gull pulls up, circles, and attacks again. This time, it comes from behind. Before it reaches the ground, the peregrine explodes from the cliff. She drives the gull out of her territory, pursuing it across the river until both birds disappear beyond the ridge. Once again, the falcon saves the gosling without ever choosing to protect it. Meltwater has transformed the channel into a cold, fast-moving current. The mother enters first. 5 goslings follow. The smallest hesitates at the edge. Behind it, the Arctic fox returns. The mother sees the predator and turns back. The fox accelerates. The smallest gosling jumps. Cold water closes over its body. The fox's jaws snap behind it, catching only feathers. The current pulls the gosling beneath the surface. It disappears into the brown water. Then, a tiny head rises beside its mother. Together, the family reaches the far bank. High above them, the peregrine crosses the sky once more. She does not follow. Her protection belongs to the cliff, and the geese have now left its shadow. For the peregrine, aggression keeps her own chicks alive. For the goose, that aggression becomes an invisible wall against the fox. There is no friendship between these two species. There is no promise that one will protect the other tomorrow. There is only a mother who understands where danger begins, and where a different danger can be used to hold it back.